Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Holistic Podcasting. I am so excited to have Isatel Dutra on the show, and we are going to be talking about something that was brought to my attention. And I thought, oh my word, this is going to be so helpful for all of my podcasting clients and podcasters that are listening to the show because it's a valuable, simple tool to help bring people in to who you are. So I would love Isatel, introduce yourself. What do you do? And yeah, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on your podcast. It's such a honor and a privilege. So my name is Isatel. I am born and raised Southern California girl, so I am forever spoiled with sunny, warm weather pretty much year round. I, started in online marketing as a network marketer for years, stumbled forward many times over.
Hmm.
And it wasn't until I traveled clear across the country to a social media summit where I kept seeing six, seven figure after seven figure up on stage. And it really came down to coaching. They invested in themselves with the best training, coaching, mentoring systems and resources that the average network marketer just has no idea about.
Hmm.
And so I just became passionate about learning everything I could about, primarily Facebook marketing. I employ the 80-20 rule, which was get 80% of your efforts from 20% of what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And since most people spend a majority of their time on Facebook, TikTok is not too far behind, but
Mm-hmm.
building community on Facebook, I really just jumped into mastering organic marketing, which organic is no paid ads. You're not paying Metaverse or Facebook or whatever for your all through, or manually doing everything. Or my favorite is automating my organic marketing. So I now I've, after going into being an affiliate for software as a service, again, just mastering more of these things, I am now what I call a massive business growth coach. So I focus on mindset, automation, social media optimization, which we're going over today, and systems.
Okay.
And yeah, so if you have a podcast, you have value to offer.
Mm-hmm.
And ideally, you have a community that wants to build relationship and learn more from you and hear more from you beyond just your podcast. Yes, you can have email lists, but there's something powerful about harnessing a Facebook group and monetizing that Facebook group through your podcast.
Mm.
So like for you, I know you have your podcast and you do coaching for podcasters.
Mm-hmm.
So of course you want to have, funnel people in from your podcast to your Facebook group, where again, you're providing more inside VIP access, more training, more resources, and they get a little more access to you than they would just from your podcast.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the podcast is really the very top of your funnel,
Mm-hmm.
and you get your sales funnel niche down and really get more of your dream clients through what you're already doing. So when people look at your Facebook profile, if it doesn't really look like you have valuable insights or value for them, they're like, okay, well, she has a cool podcast, I guess. Like, I don't know if she can really help me any further. But when you learn how to optimize your Facebook profile for success and drive them into your community for more ongoing connection, and maybe just having them be able to work with you on a deeper level,
Mm-hmm.
that's where the magic's at.
So
So
good. Okay, so let's like pause right there. And I
yes.
want you to think, so I just had Isatel do this with me last week. And I even just tweaked my bio of what she said my wording should say. So if you had somebody brand new, a podcaster coming on, what would you do as you went to go look at their bio?
Okay. So I would I can share my screen and just kind of look at it, and I can even look at yours or just kind of share what maybe we went over with yours.
Okay.
Let me see here.
Be descriptive for those that are listening and not watching the YouTube.
Yes, I'm vision impaired, so I realize it is important to have descriptive content and description. So
Mhm.
um so we look at your profile. I love the black and white aesthetic. That's very pleasing. You have, black and white on your cover photo of your family, beautiful family, and black and white photo of you and your husband. So I first look at the cover photo.
Okay.
Ideally, if you your whole point of your Facebook profile should be a funnel into your group or into something where you offer value.
Mm-hmm.
It should be super apparent where it's like, okay, she has this of value. I'm either a fit or I'm not, but I want to know more. I want to get more info. I want to get that free guide. I want to get that free resource. I want to get into their community.
Okay.
And so ideally with your cover photo, you want to say who you're really serving and how you're providing value. If I just say, hey, if I'm trying to sell at the get-go from my cover photo, like, hey, I have this lead generation software, it's only blah, blah, blah a month. That's not good.
Yes.
But when you like, hey, I equip, vision driven women coaches and entrepreneurs to make their first 10K months, click here for a free virtual mini mastermind.
Okay.
Again, they're gonna say, okay, I am or I'm not that person.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, I just actually want to attend this free event to get some training.
Okay.
So with your cover photo, again, it's a beautiful photo, but if you really do want to turn your Facebook profile into like a mini free landing page where again, you're filling your groups, you're filling your calendar, you're growing your email list, and I highly recommend to create a cover photo that's going to show how you provide value.
So more of a graphic of explaining where people need to go next, right?
Yes,
So,
exactly.
okay. So I have a client that has I'm trying to think of one client in particular. And she's going to be writing a book or launching a book, publishing a book. There we go. So maybe for her, it would be pointing people to the email list when it launches, or what would you say to that? Like as a funnel?
Yeah.
She has a podcast, but then she's launching this book.
Right. So there's a couple things she could do. I know some authors that kind of give like a first chapter look at the book, so a sneak peek. Again, really fine tuning it to who it's for.
Okay.
If it just says, leveling up, I'm like, well, leveling up for moms, leveling up for authors, leveling up for coaches, like what is it for? Who is it specifically intentionally going to serve?
Okay.
And then yes, click here for the first chapter free before it's released.
Okay.
Or if she has a book about, growing in her relationship with God, maybe she has a Facebook group around that.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of does like a mini teaching series loosely based off of her book. Get people into the Facebook group, because there's questions you can ask when people join your Facebook group where you can actually collect their email address to put it on your list.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
So basically every podcaster should have a Facebook group that is bringing that, whatever you're offering, it could all be inside of that group. And so then your profile picture or the banner,
cover photo.
Yeah, the cover photo should have like click here to go inside of that, right?
Yeah. And I'll briefly share mine real quick, just so people, again, people can't really, hopefully you can watch the video, if you can go to Kristen's YouTube. But here again, join the next Sisters in Success free virtual mini mastermind for driven women coaches and entrepreneurs. Okay. So I'm not saying hobbyists. I'm not saying people who like are kind of sort of thinking about being in business or very driven. Okay. So and then it says click here, because when you click on the photo, I can't do it because it's mine. But ideally, when you click on the cover photo, it'll have more information about it. So you see on the far right in that caption, it says what it is and who it's for, and the link to access it.
Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So not many people know, hey, this cover photo, you tell people to click on it, they see the info, they click to join your group. That's like passive marketing right there.
Yeah. That's great.
So that's first and foremost what I recommend. I would recommend like looking back at your cover photo, beautiful, tender moment between you and your husband. But maybe people are wanting to get to know you first and foremost, and not like, I think having a front facing profile photo.
Okay.
So people can see you. They want to connect with you.
Yeah. Okay.
So I see people with, blurred photos of them and their dog, photos, of other things that are not them.
Yeah.
Your face front and center should be seen on your cover photo.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So cover photo is
Yes.
all
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry. Profile photo. So the
Profile.
cover photo is the banner.
That's right.
Profile photo is your photo.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So do that, podcasters. Put your face on your profile picture.
I love the black and white aesthetic. I'm just saying from a marketing point of view, that's what I'd recommend. So your
Okay.
intro, podcast manager and coach, helping equip this. So I'm reading the intro, the bio part, which is super limited. So it's like you're gonna have some variations and playing around with what works best.
Yeah.
So podcast manager and coach, helping equip coaches and entrepreneurs tell their story and increase reach. Love it.
I
That's
changed
awesome.
that from last week from our conversation because it was just like Mama 4, podcast host, podcast manager. And
I love it.
yes.
I love it. It's again showing how you serve others.
Yeah.
So because again, if I look at it, I'm like, okay, well, she's a mom and she has a podcast, but like, can she help me? So
Yeah.
this is perfect.
Okay. So
Awesome. Okay.
I want to just encourage the listeners that to go check out your intro, that little section. You only have a certain amount of characters, and which is what Isatel was just saying. You have to get creative there, but you share who you're serving and what you're doing in that little section.
And so we go through all the links and like, okay, holistic podcasting. There's not a business page connected to it. I don't know if you don't really need pages. That's a waste of time unless you're paying for ads. So that's fine.
Okay.
People can look for holistic podcasting. You can put, in parentheses on Spotify, Apple,
Okay.
those things. There's no link here for your business name. So it's kind of repetitive. So
Okay.
right under, it just has like business name, like the little briefcase icons under her intro. So that's what I'm kind of going over, self-employed, which is great. Your Instagram, your Spotify, yes, loving it, your YouTube. Now ideally for somebody, I like to have one main point. If you can have one action somebody would do when they go on your profile, what is that one action?
Okay.
And focusing everything else around that one action.
Okay.
When you look at a sales funnel, it doesn't say, oh, you can click here and you can click there and you can go there. It's like one direction.
Okay.
You have no other choice but to either say, yes, I want it, or no, I don't want it.
Okay.
So, like I'm looking at your links here and I kind of have something similar, but I think just either your Calendly, which is great, or your group. So the website, I might recommend maybe connecting that to like, if you want to have a page for holistic podcasting, but honestly, if people go down a rabbit trail with, oh, I can go here and I can go there, and then they lose track and then they get off of, they stopped from joining your group or scheduling a call.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So think about that one action step that you want to do in your profile. Okay.
And the thing is, you can still just guide people directly to your group only with your Facebook group link.
Mm-hmm.
And when, again, on your optimized Facebook group, it could say, hey, would you like to book a discovery call with Kristen to know how to grow as a coach in A, B, and C?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So essentially that one place of going to your Facebook group can grow your email list and get more discovery calls.
Okay.
Simplify Brilliant. And intensify.
Yes, I love it because it is so simple. It's just taking away all the extra fluff and making it aligned. Yep.
Yes, absolutely. So those are the things I would do. And then of course, like you can have your your posting, your like day in the life, your stories. Maybe if you had like a pinned post.
Okay.
A pinned post at the very top, that's kind of like maybe a post that's been the most successful for you, that really encapsulates all that you do inside your group.
Okay.
As again, it's going to hit home. Group.
Mm-hmm.
Get people into your group.
Okay. That's good.
So
good.
Yeah, that's what I would really recommend. And then, if somebody wants to book a one-on-one, free Facebook audit, I can do that as well. But really, this can kind of give an outline of how to really harness and create your community around your podcast.
Hmm.
And then, be able to monetize and build from there.
I love it. It's such a valuable tool, and I cannot recommend just utilizing Facebook as a podcaster because there's so many great things. I know it gets a bad rap sometimes, but it really is such a great opportunity to connect with people that you wouldn't normally connect with, and it's almost free to do. Everything that you just told me was free and simple, and it's just cleaning it up. And I know I have homework to do and cleaning up like my links and making sure that people are clear on where to go next. And I know as a purchaser or somebody who is a podcast listener and I go to a Facebook page, I want it to be simple of like, how do I join their group? Where do I find that?
Yeah.
So valuable. That is so helpful, Isatel. I know you offer another thing in addition too that I would love for you to talk about because I think it would be really helpful if people want to take it one step further in utilizing their Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, and you mentioned page, and again, pages, I feel like it's kind of like people don't like to connect with pages, they like to connect with people.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and I know, of course, we only have 5,000 friends on Facebook, so you don't want to accept everyone's friend request, but you can automate sending messages and either confirming or maybe deleting the friend request. And then if they actually respond back to you, if they engage with you, if you could tell they're actually somebody that may be a fit for your community or what you do, then you send them back a friends request. But if you want to be cautious about friends in your friends list, but really people want to engage with people. And I think when you say, hey, instead of just going to a page, like connect with me on my profile. I feel like that's like, okay, this is like my advertisement, and or like the difference between, okay, I'm going to a vendor's event and then like I'll come into my front yard, like let's come to my porch and have
Oh, that's a good distinction.
a coffee date.
Yeah. I love that. I can totally see that in my own. I mean, I've had a Facebook page for years and
Yeah.
it's like dead,
Right.
dead.
Yep.
But the interaction that I get is through like the friend to friend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
people know when they message a page, they're either for sure going to get some bot, a response from a bot, or the person never is going to check their messages and like take forever to get back to them on the page.
Yeah. Yeah.
So totally, I just, like I said, skip the page, have your group, have your profile, and just, that's all you need. But what I was referring back to with, friend requests, let me go to friends. Again, maybe you're like, I don't want a friend request. I don't want to accept every friend request I get yet. Maybe I'm not there yet, but I want to at least start up a conversation and see if they may be a fit. Or if I want to accept friend requests of people who actually engage with me.
Yeah.
Because I could have 4,000 friends, but if nobody ever responds back to my DMs to build community or relationship and they're not really engaged,
Yeah.
they're taking up a seat on the bus for somebody that really does want to value what we offer and engage with us.
Right. Yeah.
So go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, I remember, I think it was a year ago, I all of a sudden started getting like 30 friend requests a day. And I was like, what is happening? But
Right.
I had one of my coaches, like a mentor, that I was like, what do I do? Do I accept them all? And she was like, well, are they your ideal client? Then no. Or yes, like check them out and see if you would want to be friends with them. And it was such a like, oh yeah, that's true. Okay.
And I
Oh,
literally, I think yesterday I had about like 15, and I just needed to go through them. Because of course, I prefer to solely have my friends list of women
mhm.
because that's just my ideal client. And I know there's some guys that are in business as well, but again, if I want to fill up my dream auditorium of 5,000 people, I want to get as many women in that auditorium as possible. And
That's
that's the
so
same
good.
way with our friends list.
Hmm.
And then of course you want to check, okay, are they a new account? Are they Like you can just briefly look at their profile and tell, okay, are they just like spamming Bitcoin?
Right. Yes.
But so what I do is I have the software, and at the end, I'm actually going to give away a free basic lifetime version of the software. So be sure to get your free gift at the end.
Okay.
So right now I have the friend request feature where I have different tags, like, like categories of contacts that I have that I can have, maybe they're a new friend, they're a cold lead, they're in my group, they're a part of my coaching program. So it makes organizing your contacts in Messenger like 1,000 times easier.
Okay.
Instead of Trello boards and Google Docs. And this actually syncs to my CRM where my funnels and everything else are. So it's literally all synced in one place. So I can either choose to confirm or delete the request. Since it's one person, I'm just going to confirm it. And when I selected my tag or my category, I have a template already set up for it.
Okay.
So when I send a message, I'm just going to press start. And let me see. Oh, I might have to. Sometimes if I refresh my computer, I have to. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay.
We got computer things.
Right. I forget sometimes I have to go to messenger.com because Facebook is just like, they always make things a hair more difficult than they ever need to be.
Right.
But it'll still send her the message like,
Okay.
Hey, thank you so much for sending the friend request. I love connecting with amazing women or amazing people. I'm always curious to know, how did you find me? Are we in the same groups? Do you have mutual friends? And of course, I know we may have mutual friends, but it gets them responding back.
Right.
You want to build up that back and forth conversation.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, and then they could say, oh, I listened to your podcast. Oh, I'm in your group. Or I know we're in a bunch of mutual groups.
Yeah.
And you say, oh, what group? Or just build that conversation further and say, hey, you know what? By the way, I actually offer a free community where I provide how to do A, B, and C for these people. May I send you an invite?
Yeah.
Please, I'm going to emphasize this enough. Don't use the invite button to just invite somebody as soon as they accept your friend request.
Yes. Yes.
Invite them. It's like, it's honestly, I feel like that's the equivalent of just jumping right into bed instead of like taking them out on a date. Let's have some class. Let's talk. Let's say hi to someone. Let's ask about them, and let's invite them.
Absolutely. I love that. I love your analogies.
Thank you.
That's so good. I know one of my clients, Kristen Boss, she always says, don't be gross. And I totally think of that every time that I'm in Messenger when like somebody will pop up and just be like, how's your month? And it's great. Where did you come from? Like, okay.
Right. People want to know, who are you? How'd you find me? And what do you want? Like, how are we connected? Like, I can go into a group with, and again, this can actually help with growing your podcast, growing your community. Because again, if you have a podcast, you ideally have a community where you can share your podcast on. But say you're in a Facebook group where it's all of your ideal clients. So I'm just going to use like a generic Facebook group, just one of many that I'll use where my dream clients are in.
Okay.
Oops. And I can automate sending a friend request, saying, hey, I noticed we're both in similar communities. I don't always say the name of the community because some people, they get possessive.
Okay.
If you message them if I say, hey, I found you from XYZ group, and they get offended and tell the group owner, and it's like, we have mutual friends. It's, it's give or take with that kind of thing. I like to go on the safer side. So like, see here, there's a photo of somebody that shared, and there's like 34 people who liked or loved her post.
Okay.
And all these people are actively engaging in their group. That's the kind of people we want to connect with.
Okay.
People that are engaging, not just wallflowers and not engaging.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can again use my tag that I want to send messages from. So I have tags and I have templates set up with each tag or each category.
Okay.
and I can send them a message and a friend request, literally as we speak, just saying, hey, I noticed we're in the same, and I like to, let me see here. Ideally, we'll have a lot of friends in common. Like one group I'm in, there's quite a few that have mutual friends. So maybe I have a template that'll say, hey, I noticed we're in the same groups. Or, we have a lot of the same mutual friends. I love going that route because I think connecting and sending a friend request to somebody with mutual friends in common, I feel like is an easy bridge to build.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we have mutual friends. It's like-minded people. If somebody just messaged me, I have 0 friends in common, that can be a little suspicious.
Yeah. Like, who are you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why right now I press start button and I'm just automating sending a couple friend requests and sending a message to them
Okay.
as I'm talking, hands free. Look, Ma, no hands.
If you could see on the screen, it's like automatically sending this message to this person that's fit for that specific type of dream client, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that is so cool. I love that you just showed that. And it's a huge time saver and a way to connect with as many women as you can. So if like you're wanting to reach more people to have people engaged in your group, to eventually pour into your coaching programs or your courses, to get people on your email list, this is a valuable tool, and it's all connected. She showed me this last week that it can be like a one simple tool to hold all of your funnels, your keeping track of who you've talked to, all of that. So cool that you're giving that away for free. That's amazing. And yeah, just thank you so much, Isatel, for sharing your knowledge about Facebook. And like I said, I think that it can be an extremely valuable tool to utilize and to genuinely connect with people and help them to be able to find out more of what you bring to the table. Because when people listen to your podcast, they want to know, like you said, they want to know who you are. They want to know easily what you offer. And Facebook is a huge tool that we can have in our tool belt to do that.
Absolutely. And when you show up as serving, when you show up to serve, you're showing the serve with free value, free community. It takes the stress off of, oh, I have to sell. You can do that as you're building up that know, like, and trust factor in your group.
Right.
Get them to your group where they're answering questions about how you can serve them and get on those calls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why I just, again, here, I'm so glad to join in today and just be able to provide value and serve. And yes, I have the free software where you get to try this out with new people in your group, or just start organizing your contacts in your Facebook Messenger. So I'll give Kristen the link, but yeah, we'll include that, and you get free access to the software, and then you'll get an email from me with like my starter templates.
Okay.
So you can get started using it, and then, feel free to email me or contact me if you guys have any questions. Just really how to optimize your Facebook profile for success.
Awesome. Sounds so over the top amazing. So thank you so much, Istel, for everything that you shared again today. And you guys check out the links below, and we will see you next week.